Good afternoon, everybody. This is the presentation on construction safety procedure. Before discussing safety, we need to understand the characteristics of construction injuries. So, when studying construction injuries, we need to characterize them and correlate them with four different questions. Where do injuries occur? When do injuries occur? How do injuries occur? And who is injured? So these are the four questions that will tell us how could we understand construction injuries. So this nice piece of statistics is mainly about how do injuries occur. So this will tell us that maybe 24% of injuries are maybe just overexertion. 22% are people struck by something, struck by maybe a vehicle or something. 14% are falling off an elevation. Maybe 7% falling off the same level, and so on. Okay. So this will tell us the major activities that will cause injuries. And another piece of statistics will tell us something very important. So the horizontal axis in this curve is the months of service, and the vertical axis is actually the percentage of injuries. So the people, you could see here that the more experienced workers are less probable to get injured on the job, which is making a lot of sense because the level of experience will be reflected in terms of the level of caution that the person is exerting while being on the job. So a freshly enrolled labor on site will be much more susceptible to injuries than an experienced worker. Also, that table you could see here shows the summary of activities involving fatalities due to falls between 1985 and 1989. This is in the USA. So this will show us that the highest percentage of location, and here is where, the highest percentage are people falling from the roof, and the second highest is maybe the people falling from a scaffold, so on. So you will notice that when correlating these questions to each other, we will be specifying the groups that are susceptible to the most highest degree of risk while working. So in such a case, we will be easily able to, after identifying the problem, we'll be easily on the steps of identifying the solution. So, but here we need a safety program that has certain elements. First, management leadership and employee involvement. Second is worksite analysis. Third is hazard prevention and control. Fourth is safety and health training. We'll be discussing each of these four. Management and leadership and employee involvement, it has several issues here in terms of the relationships and in terms of the responsibilities. The leadership set the company policies, goals, objectives, assign responsibilities, and evaluate the program. Then the moderate management will distribute these responsibilities on the employees and subcontractors and evaluate their performance. But there is another one channel back. So if you look at that arrow now, the employees and subcontractors, they have the duty to report cases and participate in evaluating the program. Then the moderate management, they gather information from the reported cases and they will recommend actions and participate in program evaluation. So for example, if you have several sites with several incidents, there is one person at one stage who will be gathering the information from these different sites, and this person will be at the moderate management level, and analyzing this information and giving some recommendations and informing his leadership. And now the leadership will start to take decisions on what to do on such issues. This is a worksite analysis actually done by myself in a previous project. This was several years ago, and in such a case, I'm inspecting a certain building. I'm mentioning the hazard, and I'm mentioning the ways to control it. And I must sign. I, as a person who I was doing that job, I must sign. And all the people who are with me on the job, they must sign too. They must sign. Why are they signing? Because they have the right to be informed. So they have signed that they have been informed. So now I'm not liable to what they are doing if they are doing something unsafe on site. So hazard prevention and control then comes with different levels. First level is to prevent. So the best defense is a good offense. If possible, prevent the hazard from the beginning. So again, the best defense is a good offense. If possible, you should prevent the hazard from the beginning. In terms of control, if prevention is impossible, then controlling the hazard through pre-job planning is a must. But last thing that we want that the hazard happened already, we need to plan and prepare for emergencies. Nearest hospitals, having doctors on site, fire exits, all that stuff, points of gathering, all these issues, they need to be planned. So that takes us to safety and health training. So there are different levels of training and different types of training. First is the basic level. All employees should have regular general safety orientations. This is something typical in all over sites, all over major projects, or even small projects. Then employees working on jobs involving specific risks should have additional specific training, like the employees working on scaffolds, for example, or people working off roofs. So as we have seen before, these are more risky jobs. So in such a case, this is just an example, they need to have full arrest training. Also, special training should be provided to supervisors and managers involving higher awareness in safety management principles and application.